Welcome to District Command Central, your go-to source for the latest news and updates on the Washington Commanders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a play. The Washington Commanders enter the 2025 NFL season under a mix of soaring expectations and quiet apprehension, a duality that has become familiar to fans who witnessed the meteoric rise of this franchise under Dan Quinn's first year of leadership. After making a surprising run to the NFC Championship in 2024, the Commanders are now faced with the harsh reality of being a hunted team. Opponents have studied their strengths, pinpointed their weaknesses, and will be prepared to challenge quarterback Jalen Daniels and his talented roster week after week. While the excitement around the team is palpable, insiders are sounding a different alarm. A respected Commanders analyst has projected a finish that many consider shocking: a losing record of 8-9. This prediction, detailed during a recent appearance on the Kevin Sheehan Show, underscores the potential pitfalls the team could encounter as they attempt to build upon last season's success. The challenges confronting Washington are multifaceted and cannot be minimized. Travel will be an unusually taxing factor in 2025, with a grueling mix of domestic road games and the unique challenge of the European matchup in Madrid. This combination of extensive travel, irregular schedules, and a series of high-profile primetime games presents both physical and mental hurdles for a roster that thrives on consistency. Beyond logistics, personnel depth raises further concerns. The team's wide receiver core, despite the return of Terry McLaurin, lacks the proven backup strength to weather injuries or extended absences. Similarly, linebacker rotations may be tested in ways the team has not previously experienced, making strategic adjustments a necessity. Insider analysts emphasize that while Jalen Daniels provides a stable anchor, football is ultimately a team endeavor, and Washington's depth will be thoroughly tested across the long, unpredictable grind of the NFL season. Despite these concerns, the Commanders' offensive potential remains a beacon of hope for fans and analysts alike. Jalen Daniels' emergence as a superstar quarterback offers the franchise an opportunity to challenge any opponent, provided the team can establish early momentum. Daniels' poise, combined with McLaurin's veteran presence, forms a dangerous 1-2 punch capable of punishing defensive lapses. Yet momentum is fragile in professional football, and an early string of losses or underwhelming performances could unravel the team's confidence. Washington must navigate this precarious balance carefully. Insiders argue that last season's Cinderella story does not guarantee repeated success, and the margin for error has narrowed dramatically. The team's schedule, player health, and in-game adaptability will define whether 2025 is a season of glory or a cautionary tale, creating a narrative tension that has fans both optimistic and nervous for the weeks ahead. Defensive stability is a recurring concern as Washington looks to improve on last season's shortcomings. Analysts point to the team's inability to generate consistent pass rush and the vulnerability of the run defense as critical areas requiring immediate attention. Head coach Dan Quinn and defensive coordinator Adam Peters are confident that off-season acquisitions and strategic adjustments will produce meaningful improvement. However, the transition from potential to performance is never guaranteed. Defensive lapses, especially against high-powered offenses in the NFC East and beyond, could turn closely contested games into frustrating losses. The challenge lies in creating a unit capable of both resilience and versatility. If Washington fails to solve these defensive puzzles, even the best offensive performances may not be enough. As such, the pressure on coaching staff and players alike is immense, demanding meticulous preparation and unwavering focus on every matchup. Off-season dynamics further complicate the Commanders' path in 2025. Terry McLaurin's contract standoff, while now resolved, left lingering uncertainty about his readiness and conditioning. Returning from a period of limited practice, McLaurin faces the challenge of regaining peak form while integrating fully into a complex offensive system built around Daniels' skill set. Early impressions from training camp suggest McLaurin is physically ready, yet the nuances of timing, route precision, and chemistry with his quarterback require careful recalibration. Similarly, new additions such as right tackle Josh Connerly Jr. and enhancements to the running back room must quickly acclimate to maintain offensive fluidity. Analysts emphasize that while the pieces are promising, cohesion and execution will ultimately determine whether the Commanders can convert raw talent into tangible wins. The season's early weeks will be a crucible testing both preparedness and resilience. Fan expectations provide another layer of pressure on the Commanders in 2025. After a breakout campaign, supporters anticipate a similar or greater level of success, raising the stakes for every performance. Social media, sports commentary, and insider predictions collectively amplify the scrutiny on players and coaches, creating an environment where any misstep becomes highly visible. Jayden Daniels, however, demonstrates an admirable focus on the fundamentals, emphasizing personal improvement and team cohesion over external noise. His measured approach reflects an understanding that long-term success is rarely dictated by hype. While public expectation is unavoidable, the team's ability to channel pressure into motivation rather than distraction will be critical. Analysts note that managing the psychological demands of fandom and media attention may prove as challenging as navigating the physical rigors of the NFL schedule itself. Strategic matchups in 2025 present both opportunity and peril for Washington. The NFC East remains highly competitive, and road games against Philadelphia, Dallas, and New York will be particularly taxing. Each contest offers a chance to assert dominance or reveal vulnerabilities that opponents can exploit in subsequent weeks. Analysts argue that the European matchup in Madrid introduces a unique variable, challenging the team's routine and adaptability. Success will depend on careful preparation, mental resilience, and a capacity to adjust in real time to unexpected scenarios. The Commanders' ability to maintain focus on one game at a time, while balancing the larger goal of playoff contention, will define the narrative arc of their season. As such, strategic execution is paramount from the opening whistle of Week 1 through the final regular season matchup. Leadership and veteran presence will be pivotal in shaping the Commanders' 2025 campaign. Players such as McLaurin, Daniels, and key position veterans are tasked with modeling consistency, focus, and accountability for younger teammates. The integration of new additions like Josh Connerly Jr., along with late-round draft picks such as Ja'Cory Cross-Garrett, emphasizes the importance of mentorship and culture building within the locker room. Analysts stress that talent alone does not guarantee success. Leadership and buy-in from every player are equally critical. Early season dynamics will reveal how effectively the team translates potential into results. Observers note that a cohesive, disciplined leadership structure can compensate for weaknesses in depth and experience, making this aspect of the Commanders' development a central factor in predicting season outcomes. Player perspectives from training camp suggest an optimistic, yet measured, approach to 2025. Jayden Daniels, while acknowledging the heightened expectations, maintains a focus on personal growth and execution. Terry McLaurin's return to full practice demonstrates readiness, though the coaching staff remains cautious regarding snap counts to preserve peak performance. Ja'Cory Cross-Garrett embodies the journey of a rookie striving to contribute meaningfully, highlighting the developmental narratives that accompany any NFL season. Analysts note that these individual stories contribute to a broader team narrative, influencing chemistry, morale, and in-game decision-making. Early impressions from media sessions suggest that the Commanders' culture prioritizes preparation, accountability, and collective effort, laying a foundation that could either withstand adversity or reveal cracks under the intense pressures of the regular season. Ultimately, the 2025 Washington Commanders season is poised to be a compelling narrative of expectation, challenge, and potential redemption. Insider predictions of an 8-9 finish contrast sharply with fan enthusiasm and organizational optimism, creating tension that will unfold week by week. Success hinges on the ability to navigate demanding travel, integrate new and returning players effectively, maintain defensive consistency, and leverage star power without succumbing to overconfidence. Analysts caution that while the roster has elite talent and strategic advantages, the NFL's inherent unpredictability ensures that no outcome is guaranteed. Every decision on and off the field, from play calling to roster management, could tip the scales. The season's story will ultimately be defined not only by wins and losses, but by resilience, leadership, and the team's capacity to rise to challenges. As the Commanders prepare for Week 1, the message from the locker room is clear. focus on the fundamentals, embrace preparation, and treat each contest as a unique battle. Media narratives, insider predictions, and fan chatter provide context but cannot dictate results. Analysts emphasize that Washington's ability to execute under pressure, respond to adversity, and maintain cohesion will determine whether this season builds on the success of 2024 or serves as a sobering reminder of the NFL's challenges. Early season victories could generate momentum, while missteps might reinforce skeptical projections. Ultimately, the 2025 campaign represents a proving ground for Dan Quinn, Jaden Daniels, and the entire roster, offering opportunities to solidify a winning culture, validate off-season decisions, and create memorable moments for fans. The coming weeks promise drama, excitement, and a test of character that will define the franchise's trajectory. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts on the Commanders' latest moves. We want to hear from you. The NFL world is buzzing with whispers and speculation as Jalen Hurts, the dynamic quarterback who has electrified Philadelphia with his dual-threat abilities, reportedly agrees to terms with the Washington Commanders. Sources close to the situation hint that the deal is far more than a mere contractual transaction. It signals a seismic shift in the league's quarterback landscape. Philadelphia Eagles fans, who had hoped to retain their star leader, are now left in stunned silence, watching as the talent they built around potentially departs. Insiders suggest that the Commanders' front office has been meticulously orchestrating this move for months, leveraging both financial incentives and promises of offensive freedom to lure Hurts away from the familiar confines of Lincoln Financial Field. The murmurs in locker rooms and sports media circles hint at a frenzy of behind-the-scenes negotiations that no casual observer could have predicted, reshaping the future of both franchises in dramatic fashion. Jalen Hurts' decision to join the Commanders is already generating heated debate among analysts, pundits, and fans alike, with many dissecting the possible motivations behind such a high-profile switch. Some speculate that Hurts, seeking a more aggressive offensive scheme and greater autonomy, saw in Washington a platform where his unique skill set could truly flourish without the constraints he experienced in Philadelphia. Others suggest that subtle tensions with the Eagles' management, combined with lucrative contractual terms from the Commanders, created the perfect storm for this unexpected move. Meanwhile, the Eagles' locker room is reportedly grappling with disbelief and uncertainty, as teammates who had grown accustomed to Hurts' leadership and infectious energy now confront a reality that feels surreal. The rumor mill churns relentlessly, fueled by glimpses of private meetings, leaked texts, and cryptic social media hints, all painting a picture of a quarterback ready to rewrite the narrative of his career in a city hungry for a new football identity. Speculation surrounding the financial dimensions of the Hurts Commanders agreement is reaching a fever pitch, with some insiders suggesting that the quarterback's new contract could redefine market expectations across the NFL. While exact figures remain confidential, murmurs indicate that the deal combines a substantial guaranteed sum with performance-based incentives, making it both a lucrative and strategic arrangement for the young star. Observers note that Washington's willingness to push the boundaries of its salary structure reflects an audacious gamble, one that could either establish the franchise as a dominant contender or embroil it in long-term fiscal complications. Amid the rumors, social media platforms are ablaze with analysis, memes, and heated fan debates, transforming the transaction into a phenomenon that transcends typical off-season chatter. The narrative seems almost cinematic. A quarterback, once synonymous with Philadelphia pride, now embarks on an uncharted path, leaving a trail of speculation, intrigue, and anticipation that promises to dominate headlines for weeks to come. From a tactical standpoint, Hurts' transition to the Commanders raises intriguing questions about offensive philosophy, play-calling dynamics, and the potential reshuffling of supporting personnel. Coaches and analysts alike are theorizing how Washington might adapt its system to accommodate Hurts' unique combination of arm strength, agility, and field vision. Rumors suggest that certain position players, both on offense and defense, could see their roles dramatically altered to maximize synergy with the new quarterback style. Meanwhile, NFL insiders hint that internal strategy sessions have already begun, with top coordinators reportedly drafting multiple blueprints for integrating Hurts seamlessly into the Commanders' roster. The whispers in sports circles suggest that these plans extend far beyond typical off-season preparation, encompassing everything from modified training regimens to specialized quarterback mentoring programs, creating a narrative rich with complexity, drama, and the unmistakable aura of a franchise betting everything on one transformative talent. Fans on both sides of the rumor spectrum are experiencing a roller coaster of emotions, oscillating between disbelief, excitement, and outright panic, as social media continues to amplify every snippet of news or speculation. Eagles supporters, once confident in Hurts' loyalty, are now scouring transaction histories, front office statements, and insider commentary in search of clues, desperate to understand how a move of such magnitude could have unfolded with apparent stealth. Conversely, Washington fans are embracing the possibility of a new era, envisioning highlight reels, playoff pushes, and a quarterback who embodies both athleticism and charisma. The collective chatter has evolved into a cultural phenomenon, with podcasts, YouTube channels, and sports blogs dissecting every angle, from contract incentives to emotional motivations, creating a narrative ecosystem that is as much about perception and rumor as it is about the tangible reality of a quarterback changing teams. Rumors also point to subtle psychological and relational dynamics as potential catalysts behind Hurts' departure, with some sources hinting at underlying frustrations with coaching philosophy, play calling limitations, or interpersonal conflicts within the Eagles organization. Insiders speculate that these internal pressures, compounded over seasons of high expectations and playoff heartbreaks, may have nudged the quarterback toward exploring greener pastures. Meanwhile, the Commanders' front office is rumored to have orchestrated a delicate approach, balancing charm, incentives, and assurances of creative freedom to present an irresistible proposition. Sports analysts, ever attuned to narrative intrigue, are already framing this scenario as a high-stakes chess game, one in which every move, whether a subtle locker room conversation or a public press statement, has the potential to influence league dynamics, media cycles, and fan allegiance in ways that extend far beyond the simple signing of a player. The ripple effects of Hurts' reported move to the Commanders are being felt across the NFL landscape, with other teams recalibrating their quarterback strategies, scouting priorities, and offseason plans. Analysts suggest that franchises who once considered Hurts a potential trade target may now pivot toward alternative prospects, while salary cap projections are being adjusted in real time to anticipate the financial implications of this blockbuster agreement. The rumor mill indicates that this domino effect extends beyond immediate roster considerations, potentially influencing draft strategy, free agent acquisitions, and even coaching hires league-wide. As sports media continues to dissect every available detail, fans and insiders alike are left to speculate not only about Hurts' individual impact, but about the broader tectonic shifts this move may trigger, generating a narrative tension that will dominate conversations for months and perhaps even shape the trajectory of the upcoming NFL season. Social media reactions have become a spectacle in themselves, with hashtags, polls, and viral commentary fueling a perception of collective anticipation and anxiety. Eagles fans express incredulity, frustration, and sometimes humor, crafting memes that underscore the absurdity and drama of the situation. Conversely, Commanders supporters celebrate the rumored acquisition as a historic coup, sharing highlight reels, potential game scenarios, and predictive analyses with infectious enthusiasm. Influencers and sports commentators are capitalizing on the buzz, offering both serious breakdowns and lighthearted takes, amplifying every rumor into a multi-layered conversation. This amplification creates a feedback loop in which speculation drives engagement. Engagement fuels more speculation, and the story grows larger and more complex with each passing day, highlighting the extraordinary cultural power of sports gossip when combined with the immediacy and reach of modern digital platforms. Even beyond the financial, tactical, and emotional dimensions, Hurts' potential move carries symbolic weight, touching on themes of loyalty, ambition, and career trajectory that resonate far beyond the confines of the NFL. Analysts suggest that the quarterback's decision may influence perceptions of player agency, team loyalty, and the evolving relationship between athletes and franchises in a hyper-commercialized sports landscape. Rumors hint at private discussions in which Hurts weighed legacy, personal growth, and competitive opportunity, weighing each factor against fan expectation and organizational culture. This human element, the quiet deliberation behind the headlines, adds depth to the speculation, allowing observers to frame the narrative not merely as a transactional shift, but as a story about ambition, risk, and the complex calculus that drives elite athletes toward transformative decisions. As the weeks progress, the rumors surrounding Jalen Hurts and the Commanders' promises to remain a focal point of NFL discourse, generating ongoing debate, analysis, and conjecture that will persist well into the season. Sports media outlets are already predicting ripple effects, from draft adjustments to coaching strategies, while fan forums and podcasts operate as accelerants for the rumors' velocity. Insiders continue to tease new developments, offering glimpses into confidential meetings, contract tweaks, and possible roster changes, each detail further intensifying the narrative. The story has taken on the quality of a serialized drama, one in which every new tidbit alters perception, fuels speculation, and reinforces the sense of anticipation. For the league, the fans, and the media, the Hurts Commanders saga is more than a signing. It is an unfolding narrative phenomenon, a perfect storm of athletic talent, strategic maneuvering, and the irresistible allure of high-stakes rumor. In conclusion, the purported agreement between Jalen Hurts and the Commanders has ignited a whirlwind of speculation that touches every facet of the NFL ecosystem, from fans and analysts to front office strategists and media commentators. Every dimension of the move, from contract negotiations to tactical adjustments, from emotional resonance to symbolic significance, is being dissected, debated, and amplified across platforms worldwide. Eagles supporters are grappling with the potential loss of a star they had cherished, while Washington fans are embracing the excitement of a transformative acquisition. Rumors, leaks, and insider hints continue to shape perception, creating a narrative that blends athletic performance, financial strategy, and human ambition into a compelling story of league-wide significance. Whether the details eventually confirm or refute these rumors, the conversation surrounding Hurts' future has already left an indelible mark, demonstrating the enduring power of speculation to captivate, provoke, and entertain in the world of professional sports. Thanks for tuning into District Command Central. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for all the Commanders news you need. Until next time, keep the faith and hail to the Commanders.